Hey, I'm Alaina,
And I'm Steph.
and this is Thanks, I Needed That, a 12-minute conversation between friends to boost our moods and redirect our day.
Because otherwise, we'll just spin. So take a breath. You're with friends now.
Hi,
Hey.
friend.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm ready
Good.
to I'm ready
Ready
to
to
tackle this.
tap into some boundary conversation today?
Boundaries make me so nervous.
Me too. I think I've successfully implemented two in my 50 years on this earth.
Hey, listen, that's two more than a lot of other people have done.
They're
You're
so
doing great.
hard. And
It
I
is hard.
I also I meant to tell you this earlier when we were like prepping for the episode. I feel like there's a lot of talking points out there that I'll read about boundaries and I
Mhm.
always agree with them, but I don't often find like, and this is what it might look like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
or I mean some people do. I'm not saying every like creator or somebody I follow doesn't say like here's an example of what a boundary would sound like, but I do think there's a lot of talk about it, but I'm like I gotta figure out how to put it into practice though.
Well, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. It's practice. I think
Yeah.
boundaries take practice. I think it takes an amount of self-awareness about how you're feeling in a moment, what's the behavior tied to that, and what could you do in the future to prevent that from happening or getting
Mhm.
to you in that way. And like if you can't remove yourself from a situation, then what are the words that you would use? But it's hard to implement a script.
Right.
It's because it has to sound like you, and I think for me, it's always at war with my people pleasing that I'm really trying to get some growth from, but
Yeah.
I'm stuck in the middle.
I recently was texting you about a boundary I wanted to set, which we'll talk about in a minute. And I, you gave me, you said you want a suggestion, and I was like, sure. And you sent me something that was like clear to the point in short.
Mhm.
And then what I ended up actually sending this person was not short. But,
Right.
and I shared it with you, but your response was, does that feel like you though? And I said, yes. And then you said something like, you're practicing being this version of you. S-
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's an important thing when it comes to boundaries is that it's not easy and it takes practice and we're practicing being a different version of ourselves than we've ever been.
And you're practicing in real time with real people and
Right.
real emotions.
Who are
So it's
important to you.
exactly. It's really a hard subject, which is why we want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, anyway.
I'll dive in.
Okay, please.
I Well, I want to say that there's spoken and unspoken boundaries, right? A spoken boundary
Mhm.
that you actually have to maybe have a hard conversation with somebody or send a message. I think unspoken is where I've found some success recently when it comes to like personal self-care.
Mhm.
And for me, that's looking like prioritizing my mornings and not being available to the world until a specific time. Um,
Okay.
and like not even looking at my email to a specific time, which is hard because they still blow up my phone. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I literally like don't look at the phone as much as possible. Um, because I'm learning that I need that sacred time in the morning because by the time I'm done at the end of the day, I'm just done. I'm not going to
Right.
have that time or the energy to give it to myself. So that's the one. And then the other unspoken one I'll share, and then I'll pass you the mic, is around emotional bandwidth and energy to give to people.
Mhm.
Um, so I want to show up a very specific way to people I love in my life,
Mhm.
but sometimes I know I can't show up that way.
Right.
And so whether that means not answering the phone right away or following up later with a text, be like, hey, can I reach out over the weekend? Like always wanting to make sure that people feel cared for. But
Right.
sometimes I know, and it's hard to do with certain people in my life. Most people, not most, certain people in my life, I always pick up the phone. But sometimes you just need that beat to be like, I want to show up a certain way and I can't do it right now.
Do you know where I need to do that a lot
Mhm.
more? With my kids.
Oh, interesting.
I'm available 24/7 on text, and I'm responsible. I'm their mother, right? So I don't always take the beat that
Mhm.
I should, or I engage and then it's not the right tone.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I'm gonna take a note from you on that and really try to work on that.
Even earlier tonight, we were planning on meeting at a certain time, and I was texting you something about
Mhm.
I do, and you're like, I'm ready when you are. And I actually thought like, oh, I should just hop on, like she's ready. But
Right.
I needed 20 minutes. I just needed it. You know what I mean? Like,
You know what? I was so proud of you when you were like, "I need a beat," and I was like, "All right." And it
yeah.
wasn't a test or anything, but I
Right,
was
right.
like, "This is good. I'm glad that I can offer and you can decline."
You know what it is? It's give me a beat. Bum, 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 bum.
All roads lead back to Janet Jackson.
That's right.
I
What about
appreciate
you? You want to share some boundaries with us?
Well, you talked about spoken and unspoken boundaries, and I want to talk about proactive and reactive boundaries because I'm very good with the proactive ones. The major one I have in my life is that Jim and I agreed to no cross parenting of each other's kids because our kids all have the blessing and the curse of two parents who love them very much and parents who have new partners,
Hmm.
and that's just too many cooks in the kitchen, right? I also was cross parented by my mom's boyfriend as a teenager, and I still resent it. I'm 50,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
So I did not want to repeat that tradition with my kids. That's a proactive one. That wasn't, but we've also like we've hit it a couple times to and proven how valuable it is as
Yeah,
a boundary. Um, the other one, my reactive one, should I just go right into that one?
go for it.
Okay. So I was on vacation with my family in the mountains this past summer, and I am uncomfortable around excessive drinking and drugs, even recreationally. Like it's just, it's not my scene. I get uncomfortable.
Hmm.
So I'm usually removed from those situations. But when you're with family, everybody's free to be you and me, right? So we had a situation where there were a bunch of us, my sisters and cousins and nieces, sitting, not cousins, my kids' cousins, sitting at a table, and my brother-in-law came over and he was like playing music over top of our music. And I could sense everyone's boundaries being crossed. And we were like, hey, turn that off. We're listening to this. And there was resistance there. And I just exploded, Steph, in the moment. And I told my brother-in-law that he was taking up too much space physically and metaphorically. Like I used those exact words. That is not an exaggeration.
Hmm.
And it went very poorly. He was very hurt and left the table, which was the right result, but the wrong method.
You're like, what worked?
Right? But this is me in this is how I associate with boundaries in a reactive sense. It's,
Right.
I couldn't, what's that called? Couldn't de-escalate the
Yeah.
situation. And I wish I could have. And that's the practice I'm talking about. That's my goal for boundaries, is to get better in the moment and to stay calmer rather than like explode on my brother-in-law
Well, because it's
in
hard.
front of our family.
Yeah, because I'm sure there's also that like internal monologue that's like, do you not see like what's going on? Like,
Yeah, he
you're
wasn't
not
heeding the boundary, and so I
right.
just got more and more escalated, and
Yeah.
I became like a scary dragon version of myself.
Yeah.
She's
Um,
in there.
we have time for like one more like little bit about this. Do you have
Yeah.
any, do you want to share one more? Then I'll share one more.
Yeah, I have a really simple one, that with the co-parents,
Yeah.
is, our motto is, and our boundary is friendly, but not friends. That's is a
Say
strict
more.
boundary with, yeah, with I think I think it's keeping, relationships appropriate, especially these were people we were married to in the
Hmm.
past,
Hmm.
and so there is a tendency to communicate in a way that's the old relationship, and
Right.
those doors are closed. And so we've closed those doors very formally, and so it's important that I for the best results,
Hmm.
for best results, I can be friendly, but I don't wanna be friends.
Yeah.
I don't wanna be that close. I
Yeah.
don't want any muddy waters.
Yeah. Um, I recently practiced something I really haven't been successful at yet. And it's around like relationship, partnership, because it is something that I want. And there's been somebody in my life, on and off, like nothing to write home about necessarily.
But a
But
friendship.
a
Yeah.
friendship with
Yeah.
like blurred lines, right? We'll call it that.
Sure. Yeah.
And I was having a hard time setting this boundary because I liked the communication when it was happening.
Yeah.
And he's not a bad person. He like none of, it's just like, but I
Yeah.
wasn't getting what I wanted. And
Yeah.
I have spent too many years of my life just taking what I can get
Yeah.
when it comes to
Yeah.
attention. And
Yeah.
so back to what I mentioned earlier when you said you could say this, which was like a short little reply to his text, and I
Mm-hmm.
came back with a little bit more, but it
Mm-hmm.
did feel like me and it did work because I haven't heard from him.
Yeah, which was the desired outcome. Like
Right. Now,
this sounds, yeah.
this is like where I needed to be right now. If I do hear from him, it will be with the understanding of all the things I said in that message.
Yeah.
I do like you. I do find you interesting, but you don't have space for me in your life.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I got to tell you, I felt a little rom-com-y a couple days after that, like for the next couple days. I just felt very like proud of my britches.
That's so good. I was
Yeah.
wondering what you meant by rom-com-y. Like, were you doing a
Like that like
montage?
montage where you're like you did the thing and you're like walking, like grabbing your
Was
coffee,
Janet
waving at the
Jackson singing?
people, ball changing down the
Give me a
street.
beat.
Yeah. Give me a beat. Um, anyway, we've got some themes going now in things I needed that. Give me a beat, ball change. Um, okay. Influence me, Elena.
Oh, I have a good one today.
Oh.
It's this, I don't know how to say it. Laneige, lip mask.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a dupe. This one's from Sephora, I think. But
Okay.
there's a dupe at Trader Joe's, but it's cinnamon roll flavored, and I didn't want that because I don't need any more motivation to want a cinnamon roll.
Lip masks. Do you apply it like a balm or do you
I
like use
apply
it?
it, yeah, like I put it on at night, but I put it on throughout the day too. Like it's not just at night, but I
Okay.
like the ritual of putting it on at night and going to bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
My influence moment is the electrolyte brand Element, which is they spell it LMNT, which is for element, and it's my favorite. I actually do really feel a boost after I drink it, and my favorite flavor is watermelon salt. All of
Mm,
their flavors have a saltiness to them. You can get them online. You can get little variety packs. I like to drink a whole bottle of it right after I've exercised.
nice.
Yeah,
I've never tried it. My kids use it.
I love it. Grab one from them.
Okay.
You guys, thank you for hanging with us.
And hey, if you needed that, please share this with someone else who might need it too.
Share away, team. We appreciate all the love that we're getting. Keep it coming. We like it. We like the attention.
All right, have a good night
Bye,
on
guys.
that note.